Dr. Benjamin Hall, a seasoned physician at St. Mary's Medical Center in Chicago, was no stranger to difficult patients. Over the years, he had encountered anger, fear, and despair in all forms, but nothing could have prepared him for the fiery defiance of Mr. Walter Green, a 24-year-old hypertensive patient. Walter had been rushed to the hospital after collapsing at work, his face pale, his breathing labored, and his vitals alarmingly unstable. Despite his condition, his fierce gaze and defiant demeanor were unmistakable. Dr. Hall approached the bedside with his usual calm demeanor. "Mr. Green, we need to stabilize your blood pressure immediately," he said with professional urgency. Walter weakly waved him off, his voice firm despite his frailty. "Just do your job, no chit-chat." Undeterred by the curt response, Dr. Hall began his examination, his experienced hands assessing Walter's vitals, while his mind strategized the next steps. To ease the tense atmosphere, he casually remarked, "You know, I saw a news segment last week about Donald Trump at politics. Just his golf swing reminded me of mine." The reaction was immediate. Walter's eyes snapped open, his expression turning stormy, summoning strength he scarcely had. He demanded, "Trump, you support Trump?" His voice was shaky but laced with indignation. Dr. Hall frowned, taken aback. "It's not about politics. I was just—" "I don't care," Walter interrupted, his voice rising despite his weakened state. "If you're one of them, stay away from me. I won't be treated by someone who admires that man." The room fell silent, except for the steady beeping of monitors, tracking Walter's declining vitals. Nurse Sarah, standing nearby, shot Dr. Hall a nervous glance, silently imploring him to de-escalate the situation. Walter's face was flushed with anger, but the strain was evident. His body was failing him, yet his stubbornness overpowered his survival instincts. Dr. Hall took a deep breath, his composure unwavering. "Mr. Green, my job is to ensure you walk out of here alive. Politics doesn't matter right now. Your life does." "Get out," Walter growled, his voice losing its strength but not its resolve. "Find me someone else." Dr. Hall hesitated. As a doctor, he had sworn to save lives, but Walter's anger presented a unique challenge. He motioned for Nurse Sarah to follow him into the hallway. Once outside, he whispered, "We can't delay his treatment. I'll work around his anger." Sarah's brow furrowed. She asked. "I'll keep things neutral and focus on saving him." Dr. Hall replied firmly, "This isn't about me." When Dr. Hall returned to Walter's room, his calm determination was evident. Walter glared at him, his frail body trembling under the weight of his illness and his defiance. "I've called another doctor," Walter said weakly, "someone who isn't like you." "That's fine, Mr. Green," Dr. Hall responded evenly, "but until they arrive, I'm the only one here who can help you. Let me stabilize your condition, so you'll be strong enough for further treatment." Walter's breathing grew heavier, his anger outweighing his logic. "I don't want your help," he snapped, the effort visibly draining him. The monitor's beeping quickened, signaling a worsening condition. Dr. Hall clenched his jaw, knowing time was running out. His gaze met Nurse Sarah's, who stood by the door with a concerned expression. He leaned closer to Walter, his tone firm but compassionate. "Listen to me, Mr. Green. You don't have to like me or agree with anything I say outside this room. But right now, your body is shutting down. If we don't act, you won't have the luxury of debating politics with anyone ever again." For a brief moment, realization flickered in Walter's eyes, but before he could respond, his body convulsed, and the monitor emitted a sharp warning beep. "Code blue," Nurse Sarah shouted, springing into action. Dr. Hall didn't hesitate. Grabbing the defibrillator paddles, he prepared to administer a shock. "Clear," he called out as Walter's body jolted with the surge of electricity. The monitor's erratic beeping steadied slightly, but didn't return to normal. "Prepare the adrenaline," Dr. Hall instructed Sarah, his focus razor sharp. His hands moved with precision as he fought to stabilize Walter's failing heart. Minutes felt like hours, but eventually, the monitor's beeping settled into a slow, rhythmic pulse. Walter lay unconscious but alive, his chest rising and falling with the help of an oxygen mask. Dr. Hall stepped back, wiping sweat from his brow. He stared at the unconscious man, a mixture of relief and frustration in his eyes. Hatred almost cost him his life, he muttered. Sarah nodded in agreement. "It's a good thing you didn't walk away. Most people wouldn't have handled that as professionally as you did." Dr. Hall sighed. "It's not about me, Sarah. It's about the oath we take as doctors. Sometimes saving someone means putting aside everything else." Hours later, Walter slowly opened his eyes. The bright hospital room came into focus, and a wave of disorientation washed over him. His body felt weak, his throat dry, but he was alive. His gaze landed on Dr. Hall, who stood in the corner scribbling notes on a clipboard. "You," Walter rasped, his voice barely audible. "You're still here." Dr. Hall turned, offering a faint smile. "Of course. How are you feeling, Mr. Green?" Memories of this outburst returned in fragments, each one more unsettling than the last. Walter recalled the anger, the rejection, and the moment he told the doctor to leave. Yet here he was, alive. "I told you to stay away," Walter muttered, shame coloring his voice. "Why didn't you listen?" Dr. Hall pulled up a chair and sat beside him. "Because it wasn't about me, Mr. Green. It was about saving your life. Whether you liked me or not didn't matter. My duty is to care for my patients, even when they make it hard." Walter turned his face away, his cheeks flushing with guilt. "I let my anger get the better of me," he admitted. "I could have died because of it." Dr. Hall leaned forward, his tone gentle but firm. "Hate is a heavy burden to carry, Mr. Green. It blinds us, clouds our judgment, and makes us forget what truly matters. Today, you had a second chance. Not everyone gets that." Walter stared at the ceiling, silent for a long moment. Dr. Hall's words struck a chord deep within him. He had let his emotions and prejudices nearly cost him his life. With a deep sigh, he finally said, "Thank you, Dr. Hall." Dr. Hall nodded, standing up to leave. "Rest now, Mr. Green. You've got a lot of healing ahead of you." Thank you for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, don't hesitate to like the video and share it with your friends, to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell for more fascinating stories. Have a nice day.